Let's talk basketball. All right, so last night, man, I stayed up till about 3, 4 in the morning playing a game, drinking. So I told myself today, I'm not going to be getting on the computer. I'm not going to be looking at my phone much. I'm going to sit back. I've been watching Sunday Night Football, but there's just one thing I can't avoid, and that's the trade between the Los Angeles Lakers and the Brooklyn Nets that happened today. Lakers gave up D'Angelo Russell, Maxwell Lewis, and 3 second-round picks, one being 2027, conditional second-round pick. I don't know the conditions on that pick yet. A 2030 unprotected second-round pick and a 2031 unprotected second-round pick for Dorian Finney-Smith and Shake Milton. So, again, the Lakers gave up D'Angelo Russell, Maxwell Lewis is a young player, and 3 second-round picks for Dorian Finney-Smith and Shake Milton. Now, Shake is somebody who's been rumored to be somebody that the Lakers are looking at for probably this year, dating back to last year. Maybe a few rumors, but for sure this year has been rumored a lot. He's someone that they could really use, a 6'8", rangy defender who doesn't need the ball in his hands. He will take corner threes, which the easiest shot in basketball right now, and the easiest three-pointer in basketball, I should say. And the Lakers can't seem to generate any. He's gonna take those. And this year he's hitting them at a really high rate. Overall, he's shooting 43.5% from three on a career high 5 attempts per game, 5.4 attempts per game, matching a career high. Former Dallas Maverick, played alongside Luka, so like I say, he's not someone who needs the ball in his hands. This year, D'Angelo Russell has not been the D'Angelo Russell that we've all known him to be since that 1 year at You remember that pass that he made at Ohio State? He put him on the map. A pass put him on the map. He's a great bona fide scorer, but he hasn't been putting that ball in the basket this year whatsoever. He's averaging a career low in points, shooting only 33% from the three, coming off the bench. He started the year starting and eventually got moved to the bench because he's just not doing it this year, He's not doing it. Dorian is somebody that the Lakers, I would say desperately needed. Their best POA defender probably before this move was Rui Hachimura, and I don't think anybody's like dribbling up the court like, oh man, Rui's about to, Rui's there. I got to be careful, He fits what the Lakers need at the time, and like I said, that's corner 3-point shooting and defensive playmaking. He's a really good defender, 6'8", probably about 220 or so, rangy, can shoot the ball. Shake Milton's, he's an okay player. I don't think he's doing much this year. If I'm correct, he's probably averaging about 7 points and about 2 assists, 2 rebounds. Yep, exactly that. 7 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. He is shooting 39% from the field, but looking at his games played, 1 year in Philly in 2022-23, he played 76 games, but after that 48. Then the next year 38, and this year 27. So he's on pace to play a decent amount of games, but he's not somebody you can really count on. And Gabe Vincent has been playing a lot better as of recent. He's been playing a lot better as of recent. So I don't know how much Shake Milton we're going to be seeing from the Lakers' perspective. Well, on this Lakers team, should I say. He's averaging 18 minutes a game over there in Brooklyn. He might be. He's a 6'5" combo guard. Might be able to give you some production, but really, the bigger talking points here are Dorian Finney-Smith and D'Angelo Russell. I think D'Angelo Russell, I did see a tweet, which I won't say is 100% correct or anything, and I'm forgetting where I did see the tweet from. Sorry that I don't have that reference, but they say he's a prime buyout candidate, and that would be pretty fucking cool. If some team is out there and they're like, D'Angelo Russell's a free agent, on the waiver wire, we're able to pick him up, like a team like the Bucks or something like that, where he could come off the bench and work his way into a better role and I don't know. I think we obviously haven't seen the end of D'Angelo Russell's career. He's not young, but he's not old either. You know, he's fairly 28. He's not old whatsoever. Won't be 29 until February. So in a few months he'll be 29. About 55 days. I think this could be a big move for the Lakers, and I really do predict that this will be a bigger move for the Lakers. And I do think that they have more moves to come. I'm praying and hoping that they have more moves to come because I'm a huge fan of LeBron James. I think Rob Pelinka and some blame on Brown as well because Brown is known to be kind of like a player manager. You know, like he who he wants around him, he's gonna get around him usually. And these last few years haven't been the greatest for my guy, but I think similar to like what a KCP did for the Lakers in that last championship run, Dorian Finney-Smith can come in and play a relatively similar role. He's not. I don't think he's a great 3-point shooter whatsoever. I don't think so whatsoever. But like I said, he's not afraid to take that corner 3-point shot, and that's exactly what the Lakers need. They also need a guy who's not afraid on that defensive end. He can pick up any matchup. He's only 6'7", 6'8", so he's not gonna be like sticking the 4 or the 5. Well, maybe the 4, because this new NBA you can be 6'7", 6'6", 6'8", and be a power forward and be a full-time power forward. But they got AD for things like that. I just think this is a decent move for the Lakers. I think they still have that 2029 first round pick and that 2031 first round pick. They have a few contracts on the roster. Jared Vanderbilt. I think Gabe has been playing his way up, and I don't know if they're gonna look to move him. I don't see that happening. But you have Rui. Like I don't want Rui to be gone because he's been playing really well, but if that means I'm gonna get a better player in return, get him out of here. You know, I think that is a thing that they'll be looking at because look at that rotation. You already have a Don Connect who's gonna be getting a ton of minutes because he provides a lot of what the Lakers need, which is scoring in a multitude of ways, but mostly from the 3-point. But Dalton is a scorer. You got DFS now, like that. I guess you can keep Rui around, but I don't know, man. If a player comes along and someone like maybe at the 5 or something like that, I know he's still on the Nets and you just made a trade with the Nets, but if a Nick Claxton or something comes around, you're able to go get him. I don't think the Lakers turn that trade down. Jared Vanderbilt doesn't play a lick of basketball anymore. He's a fashionista now. You get him out of there. He has a pretty lengthy contract with a decent amount of money that he's going to be owed over the next few years. But I think if you're able to attach that 2029 or 2031 first round pick to anything, you have to say you're taking Jared. Excuse me. You have to say you're taking Jared because those are some pretty valuable picks there. I think the Lakers still got some moves to make though. I don't think they're done whatsoever. I think they're gonna be looking I think they really need to be looking for a full-time center. And I think it's who I would have in mind. I don't have anyone specific in mind, but a skill set that I think the Lakers should definitely be going after is someone who can kind of stretch the floor a bit there for you because Anthony Davis isn't a shooter. LeBron James at this point of his career, he's a decent shooter. Dalton, he's a good shooter. Also, he's an okay shooter. Also, he's not the greatest, but he can get on heaters and go crazy from the 3 for you. He's not afraid to take big buckets. But I think you need I think you need someone who kind of it sounds weird to say this, but kind of in that same mold as DFS, but as a center, someone who will take a shot, not guaranteed to make the shot, but he's gonna keep a defense honest. He's a rangy defender, mobile. I think the Lakers really need someone like that. Rumors of people, the Atlanta Hawks trying to trade Clint Capella. I don't like Clint. I don't like Jonas. I like a Nick Claxton, even though, like I said, he doesn't really offer the 3-point shooting that I'm really looking for any Laker big. And like I said, I'm kind of pushing it by looking for a center that's like that. That's like a fucking great player, But if the Lakers can find like a Nick Richards or something, find a way to get a guy like that, I don't think you turn that down. And I don't think having to move Rui stops you from doing any of that. And like I said, and if you have to give up that 2029 first rounder or that 2031 first rounder, I think you should move. You have a decent amount of contracts you can move there. You can move. Let's go to Spot Rack. I use Basketball Reference and Spot Rack a lot. Spot Track or whatever, however you say the darn website's name. I'm just gonna go ahead and check out the Lakers' current roster and money and things like that. Okay, so this year, Rui's owed $17 million. Next year, $18 million. So you can get that $17 million right there. Gabe Vincent is, like I said again, I don't know if they move him because they don't have like the biggest guard rotation. They don't have the best guard rotation, but that's $11 million there. Jared Vanderbilt has quite a few years left, but this year he's owed $10.7 million. Christian Wood, who doesn't play basketball anymore, $3 million. Jackson Hayes is an okay player, $2 million. There's some moves to be made for the Lakers. And fortunately, they've made at least one. This isn't this isn't the move, I hope. This isn't the move, I hope. But I think these guys can make a few more moves, make another move. You get someone there, you get someone in there. This helps you come under the luxury tax. You're good for a while now. I think you're not a second April team. You won't be. Don't make any moves that'll push that. But I think you're good with one more move. You go out there and get you a big. Maybe if you could sneak in a rotational guard there, because Shake Milton, Austin Reeves more of a 2 to me, like a combo guard 2, leaning more towards 2. So you don't really have the greatest point guards over there. Unless you're running LeBron at that 1, but he can't because he can't defend like he used to. The Lakers, I don't think they're totally out of it. I think people underestimate how good this Lakers team can be. I think you get better and I think you get hot at the right time and you can really make a push. I'm not saying that they can be okay. I think they could be in OKC. That's me being that's my LeBron James bias, of course. But I think you can compete. I don't know if the Nuggets will have your number this year, but they do have a Russ. Jamal Murray's been better. Christian Brown's really good. That's a deep team. I don't know if the Nuggets are in your way. I don't know. Those guys could make a push. I'm obviously biased towards the Lakers, but I definitely think they can make a push towards like a Western Conference Finals or such, losing 4 games, 5 games, but you got there, Now from the Nets' point of view, I don't know, man. The Nets, let's see. The Nets, I think, are looking they may look. Maybe we looked at by. I think they have around the seventh pick. I can't see for sure. I think they would have around the seventh pick. But that's not what you want. If you're the Brooklyn Nets, you don't want the sixth or seventh pick. This is a good draft class coming up. It's not last year's, where the seventh pick was actually a pretty good player in Donovan Clingan, and excuse me, the seventh pick was Donovan Clingan, who's a really good player, but excuse me, that's not that's not what you're looking for. You're looking for a franchise changing player because your franchise has been bad for a really long time now. Over the next few years, they do have a plethora of picks, including finally getting their own pick back this year. But the seventh pick isn't cut. They're not catching these 5-win teams right now. Some teams only have 5 wins. So I don't know what the Nets' plan has been or will be for the foreseeable future, but excuse me, I think they kind of messed this year up, personally. But unless you can go on like a 28, 30 game losing streak, you're out of it. You're not in contention for a first or second pick. I mean, it is a lottery, so I guess technically as long as you're within those 14 picks, you're good, but you're not good at the same time, you know? I don't know where the Nets go from here. You obviously are going to move Cam Johnson. I would think you get rid of Ben, however that may be, if it's a buyout or whatever. Nick Claxton, he could go. Bojan Bogdanovic, I don't know what's wrong with him this year. I forgot he even existed. I just don't know where this team goes. If you get the 7th pick this year, you know, I just don't know, man, you know. I'm more excited. I'm honestly excited for D'Angelo Russell to be able to pick where he goes. I'm excited for DFS to be a Laker. I'm excited for the Lakers to continue making moves. Over the last 7 or so games, they've had like the 10th ranked defense. They've changed the way they play defense, and it's showing. It's getting better. Now let's get some fluidity in the offense. DFS isn't gonna help that much. You know, he's not a better offensive player than D'Angelo Russell. D'Angelo Russell is by far the better offensive player, but I think the full package of what DFS can provide is good enough for what the Lakers need, you know? I think the Lakers need a dog. They don't have a single dog on the roster. And I've not watched a lot of Nets games this year. I can count on one hand. I mean, Nets games I can honestly say I've watched from start to finish. But DFS he gives dog a bit. He got the little dreads and shit, you know, like, your dog. Like, defensively, he'll get down, he'll get in somebody's face, he'll talk. And that's what the Lakers need because they don't seem to be motivated all the time. But hey, me being a Laker fan, I'm hoping that he does bring some intensity to this locker room. And his team plays better from here on out. That 10th ranked defense, maybe that can get better. Maybe you can keep that top 10 ranking and you improve your offense. And come by playoff time, LeBron's playing at a good level and even Bronny's, you know, producing, you know. Hey, some things we could see over in Lakerland. I'm a biased Laker fan at the moment. Until LeBron's retired, I'm biased towards him. So I'm hoping for the best for those guys. And some more news. Mike Brown's firing. That was kind of crazy, right? You don't sniff the playoffs since 2006. I wasn't even 10 years old then, you know. I think the NBA moves a bit fast for my liking. You know, they don't let players and teams and coaches get to 100% chemistry. I don't know if Mike lost the locker room, but maybe he could have found it again. How could you be get mad at this guy for losing the locker room and you guys have lost every season since Chris Webber was on it? You know, like you had DeMarcus Cousins, couldn't build around him. This guy, you had D'Angelo Russell with all these other coaches, and not D'Angelo Russell. I'm sorry, De'Aaron Fox. You've had De'Aaron Fox with all these other coaches, and it hasn't worked. You know, this guy finally gets you in the playoffs. You're floating around 500, but I don't know. You know, like I didn't like that firing. I won't lie. I didn't like that firing. I think sports in general, they move really fast. The NFL, they move on really fast. Coaches, players, quarterbacks, running backs, they move fast. The fans kind of see a guy have one bad game and now he's a bad player. And that goes for people aren't satisfied, and I think the Kings, I think the Kings kind of fell victim of that with getting rid of Mike Brown. I didn't agree with that, but this isn't a Mike Brown video. Just wanted to get that out there. Excited to see what the Lakers do going forward. Hopefully D'Angelo Russell can get his season back on track, get those numbers up, finish the year out good, solid on the team. There's a plethora of teams that could use a really good shooter, nice playmaker, good scorer, not the greatest defender whatsoever, not close to being the greatest defender, but this guy is decent, good. I won't even say decent. D'Angelo Russell is a good player. So I'm just looking right now at teams that are. I don't think he goes to a team where he's going to be playing limited minutes or the team is going to not contend for a top at least 5 seed. The Orlando Magic. D'Angelo Russell needs to go to the Orlando Magic. Right now with Paolo and Franz being out, both Wagner brothers actually being out, which is crazy. Hopefully both their careers can stay on track after big injuries. Well, Mose was bigger. He tore his ACL, but yeah, he needs to go to the Orlando Magic. Like, honestly, go out there, ball, play with the younger guys, and show that you're still a productive player, you know? I like the Orlando Magic a lot for him. You can get up a ton of three-pointers because they don't have the greatest three-point, they don't have the greatest three-point shooters over there. Yeah, them. I'm looking. I think, would a Rockets be sneaky good for? He doesn't play their brand of basketball, and I don't think he fit great on the side of a Jalen Green. So I'll turn that down. Maybe a Clippers. Grizzlies, no. Maybe the Miami Heat. The Bucks for 100%. The Bucks. A Timberwolves reunion. There's a bunch of places that he can go play and actually be a nice part of their rotation. My favorite landing spot, just off the top of my head, is probably the Orlando Magic. Although Jalen Suggs is good, decent. Anthony Black is good. Jalen Suggs is more than decent. I'm sorry. Jalen Suggs is good. Anthony Black is good. Cole Anthony is okay. Now, that's a guy I will only say is okay. Phoenix. There's a bunch of places he could go and produce and play the rest of this year out and have fun on a playoff contending team. Because I think a bunch of playoff contending teams would accept D'Angelo Russell's services. It didn't work out in Los Angeles, but over his career, he's proven that he's a really good to great, not even below any. He's almost an elite 3-point shooter. I think a lot of teams would love D'Angelo's services. So let's see though, man. This has been an okay NBA season. They've been complaining about their ratings being bad and things like that. Get LeBron in the championship. Make my boy win another championship before the NBA shuts down. You know. Yeah, that's what it is. That's the talk for today. See you guys. Have a good one.